let's go over the intro of the song, which is also very similar to the first verse and second verse. Pretty much are identical. So we're going to go over the chords first, which is we start with a B5 power chord. We're going to shift to a G5 power chord, a D5 power chord, an A5 power chord. And those start off on the second fret. The root note starts on the second fret of the A string. Switches the B. The root note's on the third fret of the E string, which is the G. The root note is the fifth fret of the A string, which is the D. And the root note is the fifth fret of the low E string, which is the A. So it's a real loose strumming pattern. I'm going to play it for you one time just to kind of get real familiar with it. But we're shifting back and forth from this major third, or excuse me, major sixth interval. We're playing basically the A and D, so we play this B5 power chord. We add this G sharp note, which is the major sixth. This is real common in a lot of rock songs. You will see this, especially classic rock songs. Barry's Great White's Once Bitten, Twice Shy, you know. So basically, let's go over this real slow. It's a real loose strumming pattern. So right before we go into the first verse, that D5 power chord, we're accenting that. So, meaning, you know, you're kind of, you know, this is where dynamics come into your playing, where you basically kind of can strike a note or a chord lighter or harder. So in this point, since we're kind of emphasizing, we're going into the verse, putting a little, you know, more on that, I think actually makes the song sound a little more human. So let's go over that again. Kind of pops a little more, I guess is what I'm saying. So when we go into the verse, the chords pretty much stay the same. The rhythm playing is very loose. It changes up just a little bit. So let's go over that. So basically, we're still doing that same kind of, you know, shuffle, very blues rhythm shuffle. Except when we start the verse, we're just hitting this this B5 power chord and letting it ring. Accents. Just a quick down up strumming pattern. So we change it just a little bit there. We switch up to the A5 power chord. Quick strum. Now we're going into the pre-chorus, which is basically this B5 power chord. G5 power chord, and then we'll go into the chorus. So let's go over the second rhythm guitar, which is playing the same chords that we played up here, but we're just playing them up an octave higher. So an octave just means basically if you count 8 notes up in the major scale, then you're going to get the octave, which is repeats the same note. So if we do the A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's the A note, the A note. That's an octave. So the same note just played up higher. So same chords just played up higher. So let's go over that real quick. So very much, you know, this is a B5 power chord. I'm just going to hit that, kind of let it ring, go to this G5 power chord, same as here, just octave higher. D5 power chord, A5 power chord. So that's the intro. When the verse starts, some of these chords are just strummed and then other chords are taken out. So it sounds like this. So you're just letting those notes ring, and it really does add a thickness to the rhythm guitar playing that makes the rhythm sound much fuller. Here is the chorus riff played slow. So we're playing from A5 to B5, power chords. Repeat. And I'm sliding there. Now I'm going from the B5 to the D5 to the E5. D5 to the B5, A5 to the F sharp 5. E chord there. Go G5 to the C5 power chord. We'll shift down to the D5 to the A5. Back to the verse. play that up to speed. There's your chorus. We're going to go over the first lead break, which is based around the B minor pentatonic scale, starting here on the 7th fret of the low E. If we play that scale, so Ace uses this scale a lot. Again, you know, I recommend this with all videos. Learn that pentatonic scale, and a lot of this will make it a lot easier to learn. But there's going to be a lot of bends in this song, so get your fingers ready. So the first one starts off here on the 9th fret of the G, and we're going to bend up. So I'm kind of hitting other strings, but I'm muting here with my palm, but I'm making sure to kind of dig in on that E note of the G string. And then there's a bend up and a pull off. And then we slide. Now we're going to do a trill from the 7th fret of the B strings to the 10th fret of the B string. And then here comes the bends. So full bend, so this is the note we're going to. A full bend is a whole step up, so lots of vibrato. You want to try to make your vibrato come from your wrist and not just up and down with your fingers, which is challenging. Vibrato maybe is the most difficult thing for guitar players to kind of get down, but just keep working with it, be persistent with it. So we're playing that 7th fret, 9th fret of the B string, pull off, and I'm pivoting back and forth from the G string to the B string, of the 9th fret of the G string, 7th fret of the B string. Now we're going to slide way up, and we're still playing in that B minor pentatonic scale. This is the 21st fret of the G. So we slide up. So there's a pick and then a pull off. So from the 22nd fret to the 19th fret. And then back and forth pivoting from the G to the B. And then a bend up. So there's a bend up and a release. You're kind of basically just putting all those downstrokes, emphasizing that 22nd note of the B. And now we're doing a hammer-on pull-off on the B string. So the 22nd fret of the B to the 19th fret of the B. So after we do that little riff there, bend up, and then it gets back into the rhythm. Let's put it all together. Difficult to play it slow, but just work with this. Use a metronome with the bending. Just stick with it. Your fingers will get tougher, get stronger, and your vibrato will improve. Okay, this is the second and the outro solo of Strutter, still based on the minor pentatonic, B minor pentatonic scale. The first part, you will hear this in so many great Ace Frehley guitar solos. We start with the so basically we're bending up, whole step. We're barring our finger here on the B and E strings and hitting those, kind of letting them ring. But when I go back to this this E note to bend up, I stop the ringing. If you didn't, it would kind of, which sounds cool, but I think it sounds a little messier. Plays that I think 5 or 6 times, and then we go to this note here. That staccato playing Ace does, I just love it. So I'm kind of playing pull off. And then we do another trill. So let's play that part so far. Now we're shifting into another bend. So we're bending up on the B string. This is the A note. And then we're grabbing that D note on the 7th fret of the G. And that's a little shift from the 9th fret of the D string to the 7th fret of the D string. Shift down again. We're on the A string, 7th fret of the A to the 5th fret of the A. So let's put that together. This part's a little run, kind of hard to hear on the studio version. I really struggled picking this part out, so this may not be exactly like the studio version, and of course the live version, he plays the solo very different than the studio version. But we'll go over what I found to be the closest I could get it. So we're sliding. Still in that B minor pentatonic scale. Sounds really cool played up to speed. It kind of sounds weird slow. And a lot of times it's because this, I call these passing notes. So in the blues scale, you know, the passing notes are these notes in between. So to sit on that note wouldn't sound very good, but to play it kind of fast as a passing note sounds great. So we're going slide, hammer on from the 7th fret of the D to the 9th fret, and I'm doing a hammer on, pull off, and then a pull off. Just a strict pull off on the G string from the 10th fret, 9th fret, and 7th fret of the G string. Then we go back into the trill. Then we're bending up on the high E of the 7th fret of the high E. So just seventh fret of the E string, pulling off from the 10th fret of the B to the 7th fret of the B. Now we're going to shift way down here, play kind of a little chromatic lick. So that will be from the 15th fret of the B string, 16th fret of the B string, 17th fret of the B string. We're picking all these notes, except that last one. We're pulling off. So after we play that little lick there about 4 times, we're doing that little bend up, a little pull off and release. Accenting those last final notes. Let's play that whole solo slowly. Okay, so that wraps up the great Kiss song, Strutter. I love Ace Frehley's guitar work on all those classic Kiss records. He really takes that pentatonic scale and just makes it work so good within the song. The solos for this song are difficult, especially the bending. If you're a beginning guitar player, you know, just don't play this until you're in pain. You're gonna have some pain in the fingers, but you know, if your joints are hurting, you know, take this little piece at a time. You don't want to injure your hand. And it literally, I've been playing for a long time, and I mean, still, you know, after working this song out, my hands were tired from all those great bends. But if you guys have any questions about this song that I didn't cover in the lesson, please send me a message. Another Kiss guitar lesson will be coming soon. So this is Chris Cox signing out. Thanks a lot, guys.